Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, my brothers and sisters. Welcome to another day, another edition, another episode of our Good Morning Daily Devotional. That's right, this is the Daily Grief Devotional that is strategically designed to help you to navigate through grief one day at a time. And I'm super duper happy and excited to have this opportunity to come to you on this morning, this Monday morning, March the 13th. This is the day that the Lord has made. He has commanded us to rejoice and to be glad in it. Grief, my brothers and sisters, it is the natural and normal response to loss, change, and transition that results in the expressions of feelings and emotions. Grief is what you feel on the inside. Mourning is how it is expressed on the outside. Therefore, we don't suppress it, but we express it. And that's why we say good morning, because morning is a good thing. And we are excited and happy to have this opportunity to come together on today. I hope and pray your weekend was wonderful. Hope your Sunday was sensational. And it is my sincere prayer that your Monday is going to be marvelous, darling. And so we want to be able to start it off right, to lay the foundation for your day and for your week with this grief devotional. So, with no further ado, let's jump into it. Today is day 72. We're going to talk about having fun. We're going to talk about having fun. I know you're saying, oh, having fun? I thought this was a grief devotional. We talking about having fun? Yes, we are. It's going to make sense in a minute. Today's grief quote comes from Randy Pausch, which says, never, ever underestimate the importance of having fun. Never, ever underestimate the importance of having fun. Amen. Let's get to this grief devotional player. Let's see what they're talking about. Fun and grief can seem like oil and water. I think some of y'all will agree. Fun and grief can seem like oil and water. As a matter of fact, you don't normally mention the two together. If you're talking about grief, you're dealing with sadness, sorrow, feeling somber and silent. You're talking about pain. You're talking about just going through. You're talking about one of the toughest seasons of your life. Nobody will mix fun with grief. Seems like oil and water. Matter of fact, there's nothing fun about grief, right? There's nothing fun about grief. There's nothing fun about mourning. There's nothing fun about loss, change, or transition. There's nothing fun about dealing with the loss of a loved one, right? So why? Why are we talking about fun? Here it is. Fun and grief can seem like oil and water. They just don't go together. But they're really more like oil and vinegar. Add a little mustard, a little egg yolk, and they can be blended. I love it. Together they create an emulsion that makes our grief survivable. It's more like oil and vinegar. You add a little bit of this, a little sprinkle of that, a little sprinkle of this, and mix it all together. And guess what? It ain't bad at all. Matter of fact, it creates something that helps our grief a little bit more survivable. Let's talk about it. Here it is. Randy Pausch was the 48-year-old Carnegie Mellon professor who, upon learning he had terminal pancreatic cancer, gave a lecture and wrote a best selling book called The Last Lecture. In them, he imparted his newfound understanding of what really matters in life. Testing. through it. Testing 1, 2, 3. Boy, I'm telling you, that devil be trying to shut me up, boy. That devil be trying to shut my mouth. He don't want me to talk. He don't want me to speak the truth. He don't want y'all to hear this message. I'm telling you, we ain't got cheap equipment now. This is some expensive equipment. I promise you, it ain't cheap at all. And I got the wrong devotional up here. Lord have mercy, Jesus. It's not the daily. It's not the daily hope. It's not the daily hope. All right. The enemy is always trying to shut my mouth, right? So pardon that technical difficulty. Come on, here it is. Fun and grief can seem like oil and water. They just don't go together, but they're really more like oil and vinegar. Add a little mustard, egg yolk. They can be blended, and together they create an emulsion that makes our grief survivable. Randy Pausch was the 48-year-old Carnegie Mellon professor who, upon learning he had terminal pancreatic cancer, gave a lecture, wrote a best-selling book called The Last Lecture. In them, he imparted his newfound understanding of what really matters in life. Picture, if you will, 48 years old, pancreatic cancer, terminal. He writes a book, he gives a lecture, he talks about what really matters most, right? That he's received this prognosis. He knows his time is limited. He gives this lecture. He writes this book. And from his perspective, right, he begins to say what really matters most. This is what he had to say. So when a man with only months to live tells us to never, ever underestimate the importance of having fun, let's do as he says. This is what he said, y'all. Never, ever, 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 ever. Now, I added them extra evers. But never, ever, 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 ever underestimate the importance of having fun. This is the individual. You start talking about grief. This is anticipatory grief, right? There's a lot of different griefs. This is anticipatory grief. That it hasn't, the loss, the change, the transition has not happened yet, but the writing is on the wall, right? I've received the diagnosis. They've put me in hospice care. It is on the way, right? It is imminent. I know it's going to happen. It hasn't happened, but I know it's going to happen. That's anticipatory grief. When you are anticipating something is about, I'm anticipating their death. I know I'm about to get fired. I already know. Or they're having cutbacks. So I know my position is going to be one. It hasn't happened yet, but I'm anticipating. I know we about to get divorced. The writing is on the wall, right? Like Charles and Lucille on BMF. The writing is on the wall. I just caught you at the hotel with Mabel, so it's over, right? It hasn't happened yet, but it's about to happen. The writing is on the wall. And so he's dealing with this anticipatory grief. And in the midst of that, he says this quote, which I think is profound: never, ever underestimate the importance of having fun, right? Look at this final thought. I need to make a point of having fun now and then while I'm grieving. And I know it can seem rough. I know it's tough. I know it's hard. I know it's the total opposite of everything that you feel. But every now and then, right, it's something about fun. It's something about laughing. It's something about laughter. It's something about creating minutes, moments, and memories and opportunities, gathering with family, friends, food, fellowship, and having fun that really helps you to navigate through your grief. I tell you all the time, I don't know. I love to have fun. God has given me a sense of humor, so I love to make people laugh. Some of you have said, yo, I'm so glad I found you on TikTok. I'm so glad I came across your page because it has really lifted some people out of some stuff, some seasons, some moments, right? And so I know it's rough. Sometimes you're not in the mood. I ain't in the mood. I'm not trying. I'm not there. Every now and then, as you navigate through your grief, right? You got to put yourself in a place and in a position where you can laugh, where you can have fun, where you can go outside. And I know some of you feel like you cheating on the individual, or if you having fun, that means you gotten past them. That's not the case. Some people will think if you're laughing and smiling and having fun, then you're all right. That's not the case. I'm not all right. I'm just having a moment of enjoying this moment of having fun. That doesn't mean that my grief is erased. That doesn't mean I'm no longer in pain. That doesn't mean that I'm just having a moment, a moment where the sun is shining and I relish this opportunity to bask in it. A moment where I want to laugh. A moment where, I'm navigating through this grief, and this particular day or moment or time is just a time where I'm laughing, where I'm loving it. It's like a turtle. It sticks its head out the shell every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? And that's the way it has to be when it comes to grief, right? Every now and then, right? What did the final quote say? Every now and then. I need to make a point of having fun every now and then while I am grieving. I know it can be hard. I know it can be rough. I know it can be tough. These are the things that lift your spirits. These are the things that continue to keep you going. These are the things that continue to bright moments, right? That helps you to navigate through the bitter moments. Those are the bright moments that helps you to navigate through the bitter moments. And so, come on, what are your thoughts on this lesson today? What are your thoughts on this lesson today? The devil is a liar. He's trying to disrupt our Monday conversation. He sure is. The devil is a liar. Yeah, we rebuke him. Amen. What are your thoughts on this lesson today? Having fun. Have you found it difficult to have fun? Have you found it difficult to laugh? Do you feel convicted? Do you feel not jealous? Do you feel guilty if you laugh and try to have fun? Ruth Roseby, it definitely matters. My dad told our family, don't forget to have fun and live life to the fullest. Sometimes all I want to do is laugh. It's good for the soul. It is so good for the soul. I'm telling you, we're going to laugh every single day. In my household, oh, we're going to laugh every single day, period. We're going to create moments where we laughing. Yep, Jill says she feels guilty. Yeah, sometimes you feel guilty. You'll feel guilty. How dare me laugh? How dare me enjoy my life? How dare me enjoy myself? So and so is no longer here. How dare me have a good time without them being here? Right? And the crazy thing is, wouldn't they want you to have a good time? Wouldn't they want you? Wouldn't they want you to enjoy yourself? It's really That's why doing this grief work is so important, right? It's so important because we got to continue to navigate and trust the process so that we can get a clear understanding, right? It's kind of like if you talk about paradise, heaven is, people compare heaven to paradise and all these places. Would you cry for someone who's getting on the plane headed to Hawaii, or if they're going to Aruba or Jamaica or the Bahamas? Would you cry, like, I mean, sobbing, crying because they're going to paradise. They're going, and they're gonna have a good time. They're gonna enjoy themselves, and it's all inclusive. So they about to just. Would you cry? Would you be sad and sorrowful and cry? You know what I'm saying? The answer is no, you wouldn't. And I understand the essence. It's a two-sided coin. On the spiritual side, yeah, we can rejoice and be happy. But then on the other side of the coin, physically, they're no longer here and we're struggling in ourselves. Their presence, their essence is not here. So I get it. Um, but it's creating those moments and having those opportunities to laugh and not to feel guilty, right? Or to work through the guilt that we feel, knowing that it's okay, right? It's okay. Carla DW, yes, I feel a little guilty, especially around those recently grieving as well. Yeah, now I do. Around people who are grieving, around people who are grieving to have a good time. Yeah, I do. I do, and I'm just mindful of that. I'm mindful of that. I never forget. This was years ago. There was this lady. She was pregnant. She was in a car accident, and she lost the baby in the car accident. And I went to the hospital to see her. And while I was there, another lady had came to visit her. Now, this other lady had just had a baby. So she comes up to the hospital to see her, and she brings the baby with her. And maybe it's just me, but I thought it was so insensitive, you know, knowing that this lady was just in the car accident. She lost the baby, and here you come visiting, but you're bringing your baby with you in the midst of this moment. I don't know. I was just like, I was just taken aback. Like, how dare you? Right? You could have left the baby at home. You could have left them with your husband or with your mom or something while you came to visit her. Oh, I thought, oh my God, this is so insensitive. And so you're just always aware when other people are grieving, right? You're aware. You're mindful of their situation. You're mindful of what they're dealing with and what they're going through. And so then you become mindful of your conduct to you're sensitive to their needs as you're navigating through your stuff as they're navigating through their stuff. So I definitely feel you on that. That makes sense. Good morning to people that have been here to support me. Make sure I have fun. Support matters. Chrissy, yeah, Chris, that's good. Support does matter. And I'm telling you, having fun. And it's not ignoring, it's not trying to create a diversion, it's not throwing something on you to ignore, but it's helping you to navigate through that process. And sometimes, it's having fun to do so. Guilty, especially when my husband died. Yeah, you'll feel guilty. Like how dare I laugh? How dare I move on? How dare I have a good time and they're no longer here, right? And you got to work through that guilt, right? Because the reality is, part of the process as you move forward, you do want to smile again and laugh again and love again. So you got to work through what you're feeling. You got to work through what you're feeling. You got to articulate it. You got to get it out, right? Because you don't want to be held in a prison to where you can no longer do nothing and people want you to put on sackcloth and ashes and be sad for the rest of your life. Nah, that's not the way it is. And it's your timetable, right? It's nobody else's, right? And so it's what you're feeling. But work and doing the work to work through that process to get on that other side, I think is important. This was helpful. We will be celebrating my girlfriend this weekend at her favorite restaurant, and we are going to laugh and celebrate her life. Absolutely. Thank you. No, that's beautiful. And that's what we should do, right? Celebrate. Celebrate. Um, Celebrate. Laugh. Remember them in the most meaningful way, right? Take with you the memories to be your sunshine after the rain. Um, and laugh, have fun. Remember, the good times, or just create fun moments and fun opportunities, right? I think all of this is so very important for us to do. I usually crack jokes to deal with grief moments. Ebony Washington, good morning. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, that's funny. You said that. I remember when my father died and we was over there and they had just took him away. And so we were in the house and that's what me and my brother started doing. He's like, now, and it was quiet. He said, now, I don't care what y'all say. And y'all ain't gonna be acting a fool, fighting over this, that, and the other. But I'm telling y'all right now, I'm taking these frozen dinners out this. I'm taking the frozen dinners out out the I'm about to say washer and dryer, out the freezer. These frozen dinners are mine, right? So, y'all can have whatever, but I'm taking these frozen dinners, and we laughed and always that's what we always do. We always crack jokes, but that's just the nature of who we are, right? But fun and laughing is part of the process. It can help with healing, right? And so, and I don't want you to feel guilty as you navigate through it. I think it's important for you to understand that's part of the process. Sonia Perry Bostic, I have to enjoy my life because of my dad. Because of my dad, I remember going to the hospital to see my dad. At the time, he had shingles, and I never had chicken pox. I had to be careful, but I had to see my dad. Nevertheless, my dad was in the room, pacing back and forth, looking completely deflated and somber. When he turned, saw me, the look on his face, I'll never forget the smile. Pure love shown helps me to go forward in that way too. Absolutely. That's a beautiful thing. You got that memory, you got that moment, the pure love, the joy, the smile on his face, right? I know it's burned, it's seared in your mind and in your memory, and it helps you as you navigate and go through life. I think that's important. Tiffany Cook, my friend's son, passed, and I sometimes find myself asking him, how is his son? I'm not being insensitive. I just think my mind hasn't came to realize his son is gone. Is that weird? No, not weird at all, right? Especially when perhaps it's a question you've been asking for years. And it's just a part, it's just really a part how we it's a part of it's a part of our life. It's a part of what we do, right? You immediately ask back. I remember I said to somebody, I said, "Hey, how your pops doing?" He said, "Man, he's fine. He's fine. How about yours?" Right? And I said, I chuckled. I said, "Oh man, you know mine died some years ago." "Oh, that's right, man. I'm sorry." I'm like, "Yeah, I apologize. It's the natural. It's natural to ask. You know, how's yours doing?" And so, no, definitely not weird, right? Definitely not weird. It happens. We pick up the phone to call people sometimes that's already gone, or we will. You know what I'm saying? Slips our mind, and so not weird at all. Camille Cox, people are so judgmental. People so judgmental too. Oh, you better already. This is why this kind of education is important. Y'all not, y'all know what I'm gonna say, especially our folks. Oh yeah, they are. They'll try to judge your journey. Oh, you going out already? Are you laughing already? Oh, you do already. You know, there's no timetable, and it's whatever helps you to navigate through some stuff. Whatever helps you, and so, and people gonna be people. Period. Right. That's why one of the best things you can do is be delivered from the opinions of other people. That's one of the best things you can do. You'll go far in life and you'll have less stress if you can be delivered from the opinions of other people, right? I'm not talking about the people you trust and love who helping you to see stuff in your blind spots, or, who's speaking into your life in a constructive way. I ain't talking about that, but I'm talking about being delivered from what other people think. A lot of people won't do stuff because of what other people think. Right. Oh, I can't do that. Other they gonna think I can't go to that comedy show. We just buried him a week ago. They gonna think. Who cares what other people think, right? And so yeah, get delivered from the opinions of other people and understand the importance of life. Understand the importance of having fun. One of the reasons why I do what I do, and post what I post and have as much fun on TikTok and Facebook and everything. Yeah, it's really rooted in scripture. Proverbs 17:22. In a roundabout way, it talks about how laughter is medicine, right? It makes the heart merry. It's medicine for the soul. Laughter. You can heal through laughter, right? Oh, you can heal. You can heal through laughter. It's medicine. And so I said, "Oh, I'm writing prescriptions every single day. I'm writing prescriptions every single day." When people start talking about, "Man, I come to your page daily because I know you're gonna pick me up." Oh, now that's ministry, right? That's ministry. We probably see in person and virtually together, we probably see about 400 members on a Sunday, right? Between the in person and virtual, it's probably about 400. See about 400 people on a Sunday. Um, I got over 50,000 people on TikTok. It's over 50,000 people. Yo, you do the math. 400. Hey, and I'm gonna do my due. It's over 50,000 people on TikTok. Somebody wrote the other day, they said, FYI, I got my local pastor, I got my local pastor, local church, but just know you are my TikTok pastor. And pretty much like I come to you for inspiration and laughter or something like that. And so, man, it just made me chuckle. And this, to me, it's a ministry, right? It's a ministry. It's a ministry to be able to pour into people's lives, to be able to share information, inspiration, to be able to help people to laugh, help people to navigate through some of the roughest times of their life, knowing if they come in here for a pick me up. Um, People say, man, they laugh till they cry, they stomach hurt, they tears coming out their eyes. I mean, all of this stuff, y'all, that is a ministry, right? So laughter's medicine. And guess what? I'm writing prescriptions every single day. I'm writing them prescriptions, baby. We gonna write them prescriptions. Sonia, people that didn't know my dad thought he was mean because he was always mean mugging, but truly he was crazy funny. So laughter, fun run deep for me. I need it in my life. Come on. You are absolutely right. Gotta have it. being delivered from people's opinions. Whoo, that's a nugget there. I'm telling you, being delivered from other people's opinions. You got to be. Tiffany Cook, yeah, I'm the same way. I have my local pastor who's been in my life before I was born. Before I was born. Absolutely, yeah. And like when you kingdom minded, this is the thing: one plants, one waters, God gives the increase. When you kingdom minded and you play your role, you know what you do. You know what it's about, right? You know what it's about. And so, um, yeah, that's the thing, man. We all in this. We all working towards a common purpose. We staying in our lane, we playing our role, we doing our thing. When you understand your assignment, you walk in your assignment, you fulfill it, right? And that's what's important. And mine is clear. Mine is super duper clear. She says, yeah, I have my local pastor as well. Been with him before I was born, but I truly enjoy my virtual. I'm trying to tell you. And God, look, God is so strategic in what he does. He makes connections and people get connected and you start having these connections and these relationships and these that are foundational. They, they, they are foundational for your furtherance. Let me say that. You got these connections that are foundational for your furtherance, right? Because it takes a village, it takes a community. So this right here, this grief, this is foundational for your furtherance, right? It's foundational for your furtherance. That God has brought us together so that we can navigate through this thing called grief, so that we can learn and build connections and bonds, and you begin to understand is foundational for your furtherance. And so, super duper excited to have the opportunity just to be a part in some type of way of what God is doing. So y'all, we gonna laugh, we gonna have fun, even in the midst of grief. One more time, I need to make it a point of having fun now and then while I'm grieving. Y'all make it a point to have fun. I know you hurting, but ha ha, right? I know you hurting, but ha ha as well. Sorry, my fingers are still asleep. I can't type this morning. That's all right, girl. You all right? We got it. We got it. So make it a point every now and then to have fun. Go to a comedy show, laugh, sit around, talk about memories, have fun. Don't feel guilty. It's part of the process. They will want you to have fun, right? Work through that. Whatever you feel, if you're feeling guilty, remember grief is what you feel on the inside. Mourning is how it's expressed on the outside. What are you going to do with that? How are you going to talk about it? How are you going to deal with it? How are you going to address it? Talk about it. Get it out, right? Work through it so that you won't feel guilty as you continue to navigate through this thing called life, right? So do the deep work and be all that God has called you to be. I love y'all with the love of the Lord. Remember, this is the daily grief devotional that is strategically designed to help you to navigate through your grief one day at a time. We love you with the love of the Lord. Remember, y'all, small steps lead to great distances. Continue to make those small steps. It's going to take you a long way. I love you with the love of the Lord. Happy Monday. Let's go.
Uh, uh, uh. Good morning.